Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Coach Scubar here with our makeup match for week 3 of the Beast Ball Draft League. This week we are going up against Coach Harvey of the Roaring Tide. Coach Harvey's got a team, well currently has the team of Incineroar, Enamor's Therian, Metagross, Palafin, Porygon 2, Sableye, Alcremie, Rhyperior, Hisuian Electrode, Respect, and Hisuian Braviary. So, getting right into the match here, at this time, we are currently sitting at a record of, well, I guess if it's for week 3, we are 2-0, and Coach Harvey is 1-1, I believe, since this is week 3. We decided to bring this week Iron Boulder, Rillaboom, Mouseape, Sandy Shocks, and the MVP of my team so far. I'm really proud with how they've been doing, Alolan Muck. We can see Alex has brought the Palafin, the Porygon 2, the Incineroar, the Rhyperior, the Alcremie, and the Sableye. So the two things I noticed right away are, first of all, no Rhyperior and no Enamor's Tea, which were some of the biggest threats I've wanted to prepare for this week and everything. Kind of deal. I'm curious to see if the Incineroar has Intimidate or not, because you can see I've got both the Clear Amulet on Iron Boulder, and then also just Annihilate has the Defiant, just in case it is Intimidate. I've got double knockoff with Rillaboom and Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck's here to help with the Metagross and everything hit it with that Dark type. But you can just see I start off with, I realize his team's Mouseape will do a good job into it and everything. Mouseape will do a decent amount into his team. So I lead off with that, with then Rillaboom and who was it, Sandy Shocks in the back? Because I just realized Electric Ground, again, is just such a good offensive typing into multiple teams this league. So here we go, good luck, have fun to Coach Harvey and the Roaring Tide. First of all, Roll Tide. And so I lead Mouseape here, and he leads with the Metagross and Sableye. So even if a Fake Out comes out from Sableye, that's fine, and it's not necessarily the end of the world. I'll still get just a super effective Rage Fist off into social media, the Metagross here. First of all, I just gotta say, I love Metagross's metallic design, and he's just one of my all-time favorite pseudos. I go for the Terra Fire here, just in case the Sableye wants to Will-O-Wisp my Mouseape, or my Ape, because that'll really shut down my strategies and everything. So he actually goes for the Shadow Sneak onto his own Metagross, which procs the weakness policy. And I'm just like, oh right, we're just each attacking ourselves here to get our super strong moves up. So I get the beat up off and everything. So my Rage Fist is boosted now, but I'm now looking at a +2 Metagross and everything. And so now I'm very curious as to where the speed comes out here. But you can see his outspeeds first, and he gets the Psychic Fangs off. Thank God I put this bulk in and everything, because we live just on, and thank God I tear it, because we live on, what, 32 HP? Something like that, 36. And we are able to get the super effective Rage Fist off to 1-hit KO. So that's huge and everything, so that's awesome. Out comes Arthur the Palafin, and I'm curious, I'm actually doing some calcs here and everything, because I'm curious to see if, of a Zero Palafin, not the Hero Palafin, if the Zero Palafin Jet Punch will knock out Kanye West from here. So you can see that's what I'm taking this time to do and everything. So do I protect? Do I protect just to get the little bit of leftovers HP? Or do I Drain Punch, predicting that'll live? But I decide just to end up going with the protect as I taunt the Sableye from doing any other shenanigans here. Get the protect off. The Jet Punch does come out from the Zero Palafin kind of deal, which would be super effective again because I'm Terra Fire. And they go for the Quash, which is interesting, because those already, I guess, would be the last one going now. But, yeah, no, so I get the taunt off, and that feels really good and everything. So now this Sableye is not really a threat anymore. And I'm actually glad I didn't go for the Drain Punch there, and rather the protect, because now I'm free just to go for one of the greatest moves in doubles of all time, the follow me. I'm looking at what to do, and I'm like, oh wait, duh, follow me, right, and everything. So of course, I just follow me, and I was like, the Sableye not really a threat anymore. So Durexad is taking all the attention. Jet Punch comes out, does a respectable amount and everything. And so this reveals that the only attacking move he has is a Shadow Sneak. So now this Sableye is really doing nothing, especially as it's taunted, and as I'm just going to go follow me into my normal type. So, get a good amount, and so I'm recovering a lot with between the leftovers and the Drain Punch now. So, I see no reason to change up what I'm doing. I'm just like, I'm just going to keep following me here, and I was like, and the Sableye is going to lose its taunt soon. So, Slash, I was predicting Palafin to pick. No, I don't actually really think I was predicting Palafin to switch out. I was just like, I wanted to get the Sableye gone before his taunt comes out, or if he was going to switch. So, go for another follow me, goes for the Shadow Sneak, again, just does nothing, because I'm a normal type. And we just get our fully boosted Rage Burst off, which is a one-hit KO into the Sableye. So, obviously I don't want to say anything yet, because he's still got a Palafin in the back, and especially now that it's Hero Form Palafin, not Zero Form Palafin, but, I'd like to say I'm feeling pretty good about this first match here and everything. Arthur goes to the Hero Transformation, and I'm just like, we really have nothing to do here, except just follow me, and let's just keep Rage Fisting, smacking everything around. Palafin, I feel like Palafin's a really cool mod. I really like the strong water type representation of this gen. I just wish, I don't know, I wish I made a team around it earlier in like Regulation B and Regulation A maybe, where it was really strong. I just got to play with it a little more. But anyways, so the follow me comes out. Mousehold, you were just putting in the work. So not only does it take the Jet Punch, but it takes the Decorate as well. It's good to know that these things just actually have like a lot of speed and everything, because not only did the Metagross outspeed, but the Alcremie also speeds. And how much speed did I put into my Annihilate here? I put a decent amount, yeah. I've got 108 speed EVs for a 124 speed stat. Because what does that outspeed? That outspeeds... Oh, that outspeeds a fully... Yeah, that'll outspeed uninvested Palafin, and that'll outspeed fully invested Incineroar and Porygon too. I guess I should have prepped for a fully speed invested Alcremie, because that's exactly what his is. Spoilers, but I've got the Pokepaste right here. Both his Metagross and his Alcremie are 252 plus speed nature. But yeah, so anyways, just another Rage Fist to clean up the first game, and that's a pretty confident 4-0 sweep with the, or no, 3-0 sweep, because Mouseape just went down, or Mousehole just went down right at the end right there. But yeah, Mouseape just sweeps through the first game, and I'm feeling pretty good about that, except I'm now worried to lead it again, because I'm worried about playing mind games with this Metagross, especially knowing that this Metagross outspeeds now and that it's a weakness policy. I'm like, so alright, so I'm like, and I gave this a quick Google during this time. I was like, does Metagross learn Stomping Tantrum? And the answer to that question is yes. So I am just like sugar, honey, iced tea. I'm like, he's got to have a ground type move. I was like, he's got to be Protect, Heavy Slam, Psychic Fangs, and then Stomping Tantrum. I was like, that's got to be his moveset here. And you can just see I was just checking the speed, because I was really shocked. I was like, wow, they're both outspeeding my Annihilate. And I was like, yeah, it's got the correct speed EVs. So I was really worried about playing mind games. So I was like, because what if I do the same thing again? I was like, but he doesn't go for the Psychic Fangs this time. Instead, he goes for the +2 Stomping Tantrum into my Terra Fire Annihilate. I was like, which then means I shouldn't Terra Fire, but then that puts me at risk of Will-O-Wisp, and or what if he just goes for the Psychic Fangs? I was like, so that's too much mind games. And I was like, I feel like he's got to have an answer. And so I'm like, he just saw how the Mouseape just swept in the first game. I'm like, so he's got to have an answer now. So predicting the Metagross to come on out again, I decide to lead with Ohm, the Sandy Shocks now and everything, because I realize this, because especially if it's just full speed and full offense, yeah, like an Earth Power should do hella damage and everything. And then I decided to lead Annihilate at home because I just feel more comfortable bringing Muck in as the as an answer to the Metagross with versus an unboosted Annihilate, especially if I'm not putting the Mousehole next to it. So here we go, game 2. And he leads. So interesting, he changes up his lead completely, going with the Palafin and the Alcremie versus my Mousehold and Booster Energy special attack, right? Yeah, it's special attack booster energy Sandy Shocks. So now looking at what he's brought, and I'm like, alright, I'm like, he doesn't have the Rhyperior, I'm like, so he has no electric resistance, and he doesn't have the Enamorus, so he doesn't have any flying type resistance. I was really actually genuinely kind of shocked the Enamorus didn't come, because not even just this team, but my whole base team is pretty weak to Fairy, and that's why I specifically brought the Muck this week, because I was like, if I don't bring Muck, I was like, the only way I have to hit Enamorus is Sandy Shocks, and I just didn't feel comfortable with that. So anyways, he does what Palafins need to do. He switches out the Palafin. He brought the Porygon 2 this time, which is interesting. He does this, you can see, I go for the Follow Me, and he reads the Follow Me correctly and everything, just goes for the Dazzling Gleam. So I'm like, alright, I'm like, Mousehold's really not going to do anything here. I'm like, I'll rather save it for some Follow Me's in the late game and everything kind of deal. I mean, I guess I could have taunted the Porygon. Or, no, I can't taunt the Porygon. I've got this in my notes right here, because Alcremie's got the Aroma Veil, so that's why I switch out. Into my Muck. And I'm just like, let's just start, and I'm like, the Porygon can recover and everything kind of deal. I'm like, so let's just start getting damage off into this Alcremie. So you can see, does another Dazzling Gleam to bring Sandy Shocks at just about half HP. And again, there's the recover, because he knew if I doubled up into it, it still would have been like as much HP as it started with. So that's why I was like, alright, I was like, we'll play All My Friends Are Dead with the Porygon 2. So he goes for the Protect. Interesting. Into my Thunderbolt. Oh, because another Thunderbolt would have taken it out. Exactly, that's fine. Kind of deal. And he goes for the Normal Terra Blast into my Sandy Shocks. And I was like, this doesn't KO, right? And it does. I can't remember whether it got the attack or the special attack download boost. But oh, and he doesn't actually have his EVs for both the Sableye and the Porygon 2 in his base tier. Interesting. But anyway, so I knock the Eviolite off it, but I lose Sandy Shocks here. And I didn't realize it at the time, but hindsight 2020, that's really bad. Because now I've lost my best answer into this Metagross. So Rillaboom comes on out and everything. And I'm just like, alright, let's get a return KO here. So I was like, I can fake out this Porygon to stop what it's going to do. Dazzling Gleam comes out. It's just tickling me. It's fine. Nothing really anything. And then I just go for the Poison Jab to even the score up at 3-3. So I'm like, alright, he's got the Palafin in the back. I'm like, but as long as I've got my Rillaboom, I'm like, I feel pretty confident about taking care of this Palafin. And I was like, who's this fourth one? I was like, I doubt he's brought Sableye and everything. So I was like, so is it Metagross? And out comes social media, the Metagross. And so again, now this is when I realized, seeing that he's got the Metagross, I was like, crap. I was like, I just lost my best answer in Sandy Shock's Earth Power into it. And I was like, and I can't knock it off because I know it's weakness policy. So like, so a knockoff will just activate the weakness policy. And again, it's the same thing with Crunch kind of deal. So I'm just really sitting here and I'm thinking about, I'm like, what do I do with this Muck and everything? And I'm just like, you know what? I'm like, I gotta, no. What do I do? I go for the knockoff, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, I go for the knockoff because I have just nothing better to do with Muck here. I could have, or do I switch out? No, I was gonna say, yeah, no, oh, that's right. No, I switch out into Mousehold, be able to take some Follow Me's, and I just go for the Wood Hammer to remove this un-Eviolite boosted Porygon 2. So out comes our Mousehold. We see the Terra from his end. And it's onto the Metagross. It's Terra Steel. and I see this, and again, I'm just starting to realize, I'm just like, am I in trouble here? Because, first of all, it's, again, this Metagross, I didn't know at the time, but I was like, this timid, no, jolly 252 speed Metagross, Terra Steel, 120 base power heavy slam. I was just like, I'm like, I'm like, am I in trouble here? I'm like, how do I KO this Metagross with Muck and, I was like, how do I KO this Terra Steel Metagross with Muck and Rillaboom? Because I was like, I can't hit it. I can only hit it for resisted with Muck, or with Rillaboom. I mean, besides knockoff. But, and then Muck, yeah, and then Muck is only neutral now and everything. Which, I mean, I'm not activating the weakness policy anymore, which is good. But, and then, yeah, first of all, and then I was like, I can actually Terra my Rillaboom here, because I'm Terra Water, so I'll resist not only the water, but I'll resist the steel type moves. Which is good. I was Telestellar on Muck here and everything. But yeah, I was like, no, I gotta Terra Water here to be able to try and take both of what's gonna get doubled up into Rillaboom here. So I reveal my Terra now onto Rillaboom. It was Telestellar, maybe the right move with Muck. I don't know. But I go for the Terra because this is the way I resist both of his moves and everything. You see, and he goes for the Ice Punch here, so thank God. Like, cause I don't know if that would have KO'd, but again, it's resisted, and now he just doubles up into the Rillaboom, and I take it, which is huge and everything. Yes, because I needed to live both of these hits, so it's a good thing I did. Good thing I did Terra, because then I'm able. Because I knew a Grassy Glide would not one-hit KO. I do in the calc. Grassy Glide would only do like 60-70% of that power fin. So I had to go for the Wood Hammer, but of course the recoil takes me out and everything. And now I'm just like, and I see how much that crunch does, and I'm just like, yeah, especially with the Grassy Terrain healing, I'm just like, this is not looking good, because I don't know if I take... Again, Muck's bulky. Muck's, what do I have? I'm 44 HP, 204 defense with this Muck, and you can see because it's Assault Vest, because I wanted this to be my answer into Enamor's Therian. I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, I don't even think I take one heavy slam, so I was like, I think this is over here and now and everything. I was like, the only way I live, I was just like, I actually realized because he still got his item, knockoff does a little bit more damage than crunch, according to his damage calc. So out comes the heavy slam. And I live on 6 HP. Thank you, Grassy Terrain and everything. Like, get the weakness policy off kind of deal. So at least it's not +2. And again, I'm just like, alright, I'm like, the only way I win here, I was like, is if this Shadow Sneak somehow KOs. I even got a critical hit, and you can see it doesn't KO. So, yeah, max speed Metagross is scary. Metagross is a threat, especially Terra Steel. Heavy Slam. And Coach Harvey wins game 2, 1-0, so now we're tied 1-1. And I'm recognizing my flaw here in losing Sandy Shocks that early, because I was like, I need to preserve Sandy Shocks in the end, especially the fact that it's also Terra Water, so I can resist the steel, and I can resist the water from Palafin, excuse me. So here we go, my third best of 3 game this season, which is funny because last season all my best of 3s I lost, and now here we go, my third best of 3 in 4 matches. So, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, I need to preserve Sandy Shocks better to serve as my answer to this Metagross. And again, he hasn't revealed the ground type move yet, but I'm still worried about leading Mouse Ape in fear that, yeah, like he's gonna do the Sableye Metagross, Shadow Sneak weakness policy, I Terra Fire to avoid a possible Will-O-Wisp, and then he +2 Stomping Tantrums me. So, I'm considering here what I want to do. Again, I know I want Rillaboom, and I know I want Sandy Shocks in the back as my cleanup crew and everything. And I'm gonna lead Mouse. I'm gonna lead Mouse again because just the follow me, the taunt, has been really valuable. And I'm looking at Kanye here, and I'm just worried about, especially now that it's game 3, turning into mind games on the game that matters the most. But then I look at Rocky Balboa, the Iron Boulder here, and I'm looking at the rest of his team, and I'm like, this might work, because I'm not Psycho Cut this week, but rather I'm Sacred Sword. And hindsight for the future, I should probably run close combat, because I'll be honest, I just was not paying attention to Iron Boulder's move pool, and I did not notice that it gets close combat. I thought its best fighting type move was a Sacred Sword, so I'd lose a whole 30 base power. And I am Terra fighting, so that again would have been boosted even more. But anyways, here we go into game 3, the one that matters. I lead Mousehold Iron Boulder versus his Metagross and Blaze Incineroar. We see it's not Intimidate, so it is Blaze. Fake Out's coming out and everything. He can like freaking knock off or Dark type move his own Metagross to get the weakness policy boost. That's fine and everything, but I really just don't want to be dealing with a Fake Out here. So same thing, the reason I'm running. If you have Fake Out and I need to lead Mousehold, especially as I've got the Focus Sash, it's one of the moves is going to be Protect, just so I can really do stuff like this. I can sit here, and I can double Protect to ignore this first turn of Fake Out. So here we go. You see my double Protect. Goes for the Heavy Slam. He doesn't actually go for the Fake Out, which is interesting. He goes for the Heavy Slam, which probably alone would have one-hit KO my Iron Boulder, but he's just in case it didn't, he goes for the knockoff double up. So glad I double protected there. And I'm like, all right, we're gonna use El Clasico. We're gonna use the good old Game 3 strategy that's worked last time. So let's see if it tries again. We're gonna follow me, and we're gonna Swords Dance. And again, I've got the Focus Sash, so I know I can at least take both hits redirected from these two. So out, he withdraws the Incineroar, out comes the Sableye, again, which might have Fake Out as well and everything. But I follow me to redirect the Heavy Slam that's coming in, and I get my Swords Dance up. So now I'm like, alright, now's the time to start doing damage and everything. I don't even need the Focus Sash for that Heavy Slam, because I also just got that bulk in him this week. And so now I'm like, alright, the first thing that needs to go is this Metagross. I'm like, because this Metagross is a threat. And I'm debating about Terra, and so I want to Terra fighting here, to, get that boost and everything on Sacred Sword to start doing damage. But I'm doing Calcs here, and it's still a 2-hit KO whether I Terra or not. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, if he goes for the Will-O-Wisp on the turn I don't get to follow me up, I'm like, I don't want to commit my Terra to my setup sweeper just for me to get burned. And see, so exactly, he reveals the burn here, he reveals the Will-O-Wisp, so thank God we go for the follow me, at least prevent one turn from doing it. Sacred Sword comes out, still, he does good amount of damage and everything. Heavy Slam comes out, takes out the Mousehold, but you can see the Terra fighting would not have made it a one-hit KO. And Mousehold, you did your job. I'm proud of you, brother. You took those hits. And I'm like, all right, this is actually pretty good, because now it gives me a free swap into Sandy Shocks, which I know outspeeds this Metagross. He can quash my Sandy Shocks, but if he does, I don't think a Heavy Slam one-hit KOs. I don't think a Heavy Slam one-hit KOs. Let's run a damage calc right now. I might be doing this right now in the battle. That might be what I'm doing, seeing if a Heavy Slam KOs. Oh no, because I Terra Water. That's why it won't KO. Exactly. So I'll get the resisted hit, and so he either has to quash or he has to burn my Iron Boulder. He actually withdraws the Metagross, which I just find to be an interesting move, because he brings back out the Blaze Incineroar. So first of all, something that's still weak to ground and everything. Let's see, Jolly 252 Heavy Slam versus my Sandy Shocks is a guaranteed 3-hit KO. Exactly, yeah. So So he doesn't go for the Quash, but rather he goes for the Will-O-Wisp onto my Iron Boulder. But you know what? That's fine and everything. So it just basically puts us back at neutral. Mighty Cleave, almost a one-hit KO. Would have been without the burn. Reveals the berry on Sableye, which is very interesting. And yeah, and I get the Earth Power off into the Incineroar. And you can see that it's at least not especially bulky Incineroar, because that booster energy, Stab, Earth Power, just makes it a one-hit KO. So I've evened the score back up now at 3-3. And the Metagross is pretty damaged in the back. So I'm assuming he's got Palafin as his last one, which is what comes out now, exactly. And now I'm like, alright, I'm like, especially now that I've Terra Watered my Sandy Shocks, I'm like feeling a lot more confident about this. And I was like, alright, so I was like, yeah, I think I'll go for the Earth Power just in case he decides to switch back out into Metagross. And I was like, because the Jet Punch is not going to be doing that much, especially from a zero Palafin. Goes for the Quash, which is fine. Interesting, again, because the Jet Punch is already faster priority. Earth Power comes out, does a good amount of damage. You see a Thunderbolt would have been a one-hit KO, but I was just covering in case the Metagross wanted to come back in, and the Iron Boulder takes up the kill onto the Sableye. So now also this Palafin can no longer be stuck in, can no longer go to its hero form, it's rather stuck in the zero form. But especially now that I've played a lot better with my Sandy Shocks and its Terra Water, so resist both the water and the steel coming out from these two mons here, I'm feeling pretty good. He's just gonna go for another Jet Punch into my Iron Boulder, which is fine. You know, super effective. It'll take it out. But Iron Boulder, he's done a good amount of damage. He did his job. Got the Sword Stance off. And again, I'm just not wanting to deal with this Metagross. This Metagross is the bigger of the threat, especially after the last game, so I just get the Earth Power off. You know, I know it's not Terra Flying, I know it's not Air Balloon, so it's pretty clean. And especially with Rillaboom coming back out now, I'm feeling pretty good about this game here and everything. So I was like, I'm just gonna play it safe with a Thunderbolt, and I could have Grassy Glide to give him Rillaboom to KO, but Sandy Shocks deserves it. Sandy Shocks was the MVP of this match, of this set. So fake out Thunderbolt to clean up the Roaring Tide and take this set 2-1. Take this match 2-0 to take the set 2-1 against Coach Harvey. So GG's, well played to Coach Harvey. Your Metagross is really scary and everything. Metagross is really scary, and it was smart bringing the Blaze over the Intimidate, because you can see I was double prepped between Defiant and the Clear Amulet. But yeah, now that this week 3 match is all made up, I am all caught up with my matches. We are 4-0. I would like to say I'm first in my division, but Coach Spoods of the North Pole Ninetales is also 4-0, and he's got the better differential again, because I've won 3 out of my 4 games with in 2-1, so we're currently sitting at 2nd place, tied with 4-0 Spoods. Next match for week 5, we are going up against Coach Robier and the Dally City Dragonites with Iron Hands, Glastrier, Tinglu, Orcalodon, Melodic, Mimikyu, Vikavolt, Gastrodon, Spiritomb, and Wordier. So yeah, you'll see that soon. Hopefully we can keep up our undefeated streak here in Beast Ball Season 3. Again, GG's to Coach Harvey and the Rolling Tide, Roll Tide, and I'll catch y'all with the next battle. Scubar, over and out.